Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. We are experiencing a crash. Most definitely. I didn't have to go far. I didn't have to go down far to see a coin at under a penny. Wow. That has not happened. That has not happened in months. So I definitely picked up some more Sia coin last night. A lot of double digit red right here. Yeah, I was back to see basic attention token falling through the floor again. And like I said, this was going to happen. Like, we're going to have one of the craziest months that the crypto world has ever seen. There's never been something that's about to happen with August 1st. And with the mixture of, all right, first of all, Bitcoin is by far the most invested in investment where people don't know what the fuck they're investing in. There are so many people who invest in Bitcoin, they actually really don't know what it is or what it's about. So it doesn't take much to spook those people. You don't have to say much. You can say anything, and there's no way to word it to make it not scary. Because you can say, well, there's going to be a badass improvement to Bitcoin August 1st, but there's a real small microscopic chance that something could go wrong. That's all they have to hear, and they're going to withdraw. And what is happening now is people are just simply the dead money, as I call it. Those people are withdrawing their money into fiat. What that causes is the weak hands to tremble. So what you have like a hierarchy. You have the people who are just really don't know what's going on. They're just investing because they hear Bitcoin is going to be worth a lot of money one day, right? Those are these people. And these people are like sheep or like a flock. Have you ever seen like a flock of pigeons and you walk up to it and they all, that's what these people basically are. And at the sign of anything, a shadow, a drop of rain, anything, these people are gone. They're out of here. And it only takes a couple of breadcrumbs to bring them back though. So don't worry about that. And then as you go down, you have the people who actually know what Bitcoin is. They understand it. They know that it is going to be the future of money. But yet they have no spine. They have weak hands. They can't handle pressure. So at the sign of anything, these people are going to just run away. They're going to fold. They're really timid. They're like little turtles where they just go into their shell when things get scary. So what happens is all of these people are flocking. That's going to cause the turtles to go into their shells, basically. The weak hands are going to fold. They're going to sell off because they can't, and a lot of them will even sell for a loss. And what that gives you is the strong hands. And these are the people that keep the market afloat. Not only keep the market afloat, but these are the people who thrive and make the most money when all of these people dump. And there's a lot of strong hands. You got to keep in mind. So the rationale, the strong hand, the weak hand, comparatively, right now, there's a core of strong hands. Meaning there's a core of people who aren't going to be shook, and they're always going to have their money invested into the market, right? And the closer you get up to that hybrid, you even have a hybrid who's kind of a strong hand but has some weak hand tendencies. The closer you get to that category, the smaller this number is going to become. And as we can see, it just fluctuates. And that 10 billion really makes a difference to the market cap when you're talking about going up, going down. And really, this is the first time in a while that this market cap hasn't been just going up. And it's not a coincidence that this is all happening leading up to the fork. So also what's been happening with Ethereum, the Korea thing got hacked. You got to think of how strong, like the the hand is strong with Bitcoin because it goes through a lot, and it still remains strong. This might be the worst crash I've seen ever. So that's a really good thing for the buyers. Not a good thing if you're selling right now. The only thing is that people would have, wow, this is almost, StorageX is almost the price I bought it in the ICO with. So I'm definitely going to be hunting after this. I got an interview, but I'm going to get my hunts on. I got some really audacious lures. I mean, I just smashed through most of my lures. I was not prepared for this, so I had some higher lures set, but that's all good. I'm not worried about it. But I definitely, for this month, have been setting really ridiculous lures. So hopefully there were some extreme dumps, and I was able to get some BAT token for like 3 or something. But this is just gonna happen. You get, like I said, Bitcoin rules the world and these altcoins. And when you start to see Bitcoin get down into the 8, you know, the 8 billion 24, or the 800 million, sorry, 800 million 24-hour volume, then that's not good. When you see 8s and only 2 commas, that's not good when you're looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is okay. In the 9s, you start to feel it. In the 8s, you really fucking feel it. And it's the same when it's up to like, you know, 1.4 trill. It's the same, or 1.4 bill. It's the exact same thing, because those hundreds of millions really make a difference. They really do. It just makes an absolute massive difference. And there's also a lot of people who aren't holding their Bitcoin, so it keeps it. If the people who are holding their Bitcoin this whole time and they're planning a move to try to, because they realize that, you know, Bitcoin price might drop down, they might plan a move to, you know, take a couple $100 million off the 24-hour volume, which makes a big difference, so then they can scoop it up for cheaper. Very common. We're starting to see it more and more in the crypto world. It's very common in the stock world. It's in the stock world, it's shitty because it's to the point where it's illegal. It's collusion, insider trading, all that, where it's not even fair. You know, it's just stupid. But there's still, you know, there's still a sense of purity to the crypto game that I really love. And another thing, so China's warning that Bitcoin could cause economics to collapse. And when I say that, I say that's some bullshit. I say that's some fucking the worst pitiful mindset I've ever thought. And I always thought China to be at least, I don't know, a little honorable, right? Like, if economies collapse because of Bitcoin, then they deserve to collapse. It's that simple. We don't need a million different monies in this world. We don't need every single thing to have USA only money, all this bullshit. We have a decentralized version where no one owns it, and hey, you know, if you want to fucking tax it, that's fine. You know, if it's like, hey, if you want to live in the United States, you're gonna have to pay X tax. That's fine. Well, I don't understand what's the fucking problem. Just tax it, right? You can't stop it. That's the thing. You're trying to fight something that you can't fight. That's what the government doesn't realize. The government always has been able to just kick down doors and do whatever the fuck they want. They can't do that with Bitcoin. And that scares them because they're like, well, fuck, what do we do? And then when they go and try to make it illegal, they realize that's not going to work because 90% of the world's using it. So it's like, how are you going to make something illegal when everyone else is using it? You know what that's going to do? That's going to make people never want to use the dollar around the world. No one's going to use the dollar around the world. And the government's starting to realize that. And now they're like, well, fuck, now we're backed into a corner. We can make it illegal, but then we won't be able to tax it. And then our dollar is going to go to shit. And then we're going to have our dollar is going to be so worthless that when we try to get into this Bitcoin's price is going to be skyrocketed and our net worth is going to be cut into pennies. Pennies on the dollar. I just think that's what's going to happen with the United States for being stubborn. That's the thing. I don't care. Like, it really pisses me off how there's people with all this power that think they have all this fucking power, and they think they can have their thumb under people and they can do whatever the fuck they want. It's not the case. It's not the case. I knew the human race would rise up and find a way, and they have. One of the big things with the human race is fear. People are afraid to die, or afraid to go to prison, or afraid bad things will happen. So they just succumb to whatever their governments say. We are the people, though. We have all the power. The military is humans. It's us. It's people. It's not the people up top pulling strings. We have the power, and all we have to do is wake up one day and everyone set down their guns. And what would the fucking governments do? Right? Think about it. You are the military's us. Right? I mean, I don't care. Like they're all common people like us. They're all people who aren't running worlds and causing genocides and wars that are unnecessary. I mean, war is the stupidest goddamn thing I've ever fucking thought of and heard of. I can't believe it exists still. But yeah, here we are. It still exists. But this is going to change everything. And I hope some economies do collapse, because they need to fucking wake up and realize that you need to stop fighting progress. The people who adopt this, like China and Japan and Korea, all these countries who are embracing this are going to be rich. And people always think, oh, well, you know, those countries are poorer, so they're not going to be able to, well, not talking about China, but, you know, talking about maybe Korea. You know, it's like, well, you know, people don't think of them being like a super powerful nation with like super wealth. But that's going to happen when they, you know, because they're already on the forefront of this thing. And China might fuck up and try to create a Chinese only electrocurrency, which is just not going to work. You can't. It's kind of like what happened with weed. You can't make medical marijuana legal and then make it illegal. You can't do it. You're going to have a rebellion. It's just not going to work. You can, on paper, you can say it's illegal, and people be like, oh yeah, wink, wink. But all you're going to do is send innocent people to jail, spend billions of dollars a year doing it, and just losing the drug war like they've have. So the medical marijuana reforms are laughable. You can't introduce a plant that saves people's lives and then say, oh yeah, guess what? You can't have it anymore. Ha 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 ha. We're the government. We can do whatever the fuck we want. And people are like, fuck you. Come and kill me or take me to jail because this is saving my life. Or some, you know, my daughter who has seizures doesn't have them anymore. Or I have glaucoma and you can't. All these things it saves. I mean, it's amazing. And the fact that that's just the government for you, and it's laughable. It's like, we're not kids. You can't push us around. The Bitcoin is here to stay. You can't, like I said, you can't go and kick down Satoshi's door. What are you gonna fucking do about it? Make it illegal, and then the fucking U.S. will crumble. It will crumble. It's that simple. There's no choice. All the U.S. will have is its missiles, because the dollar will become absolutely worthless, because Bitcoin will steamroll every fiat currency. Fuck you, Windows. The fiat will, or Bitcoin will stumble, or will fucking crumble all fiat. And it's really that simple. There's not going to be fiat money in the future. That shit's dead. It really is. The dollar, all this bullshit's dead. No, who wants to fucking pay with the dollar? Are you fucking kidding me? It's so easy to counterfeit. It's so inflated. It's so corrupt. We don't even know it comes from the Federal Reserve. It comes to the United States. There's no gold behind it. Like, what the fuck's going on? I don't care. You can't just throw the word. I'm not a motherfucking sheep. I'm a goddamn lion tiger. You can't motherfucking tell me that I'm the government and here you use this dollar. And then I ask the hard questions and they can't fucking answer them. Like, how much is the Federal Reserve's printing money? It's not backed by gold. I don't give a fuck if you're Batman, Superman, and Jesus all in the same goddamn character. I'm not listening to you if that's the fucking facts. I can't be won over. You can't just say I'm the government, do it as I say with me. I don't care. I don't listen to that fucking bullshit. So I got into fucking Bitcoin because it makes so much damn sense. You can't fucking, it's incorruptible. You can't fucking, there's no hedge fund managers that can be sneaking around, right? Under the table. All the transactions are there on the blockchain. Everything's legit. Wide open, transparent money like it should be. You can't counterfeit it. You can't create a fake Bitcoin. I mean, that's huge. It's billions and billions and billions of dollars are burnt every year fighting that shit. That's why if you get caught with a fake dollar, you might as well get caught with heroin, because it's the worst thing. Having fake money is very bad. It's a very big felony because it's a big fucking deal, because they waste a lot of money fighting it. Well, guess what? All of that money goes away with Bitcoin. You don't have to fight it. And guess what, America? You don't have to own the fucking dollar. You don't have to own the money. It doesn't have to be a USA only. No, just tax what Bitcoin is. Tax it. That's all you have to do. We already know you're going to fucking do it anyway, but you're fucking going to try to fight tooth and nail to do everything you can to regulate the high hell out of it. But at the end of the day, the writing's on the board. You know, the score is 45 to fucking nothing. 45 to 0. And it's in the last quarter, and you're on your 4th string quarterback, who happens to be your fucking punter, because you only had 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Good luck. And definitely be resetting your lures. Reset your lures. Obviously, reset your lures, because this is the biggest crash we've ever had. We're having coins return to the baby infant stages. And the thing that's crazy is Bitcoin hasn't returned, because Bitcoin would have to get to like 1800, 17.5 to get back to when Sia coin was under a penny. So this is just a really, really good time. Let's see. Just curious. Oh, wow. Look at that. Isn't that funny? No limit coins. All right, I'm going to tell a little personal story. So my great grandma on my mom's side, my mom's 100% Italian, Sicilian. Gangster as a motherfucker. And my grandma was even more gangster than a motherfucker. And my great grandma was like the fucking most gangster old woman. You try to roll up on her and steal her purse, she gets shanked real quick. Kind of gangster. And so during the recession, they used to store alcohol for Al Capone during the Prohibition. Al Capone, right? And somebody said they were having a big feast one time, and one of the little, I think it was, one of my uncles, great uncles, or whatever the hell he'd be. I guess he'd be my uncle back then. Said, but how do we have so? Or no, he asked her, have you heard, Grandma? Have you heard, Grandma? It's a depression. And then my grandma looked at him. My great grandma looked at him and said, what a depression. Which means what depression? Meaning they didn't have a depression. And that's what No Limit Coin just reminded me of, because there's things that are fucking returning to their womb, to their mother's womb. And fucking No Limit Coin not only broke new highs, it's broke new highs again at 5.3. We can get to 6. Look at this. It's just absolutely exploding. The market cap everything's absolutely exploding right now. And that's just amazing. Absolutely amazing in this fucking dire moment. In this moment in time when everybody's running away, No Limit Coin's fucking the golden gem, making everybody fucking dough. So that's cool. I'm going to have the interview with the CEO of No Limit Coin later today. It will be uploaded before noon. I got some other goodies for you guys. You always know I keep the excitement level high. Things popping. We got some fucking popcorn in the microwave, and we's about to feast. We's about to enjoy. So I'm gonna kill it here, keep it a little shorter, although it's probably wasn't that short. And I will holler at you guys later. Cheers. Peace.